What is happening, guys? Gary Jahman here, back at it again with a new video. Hope you're doing well, hope you're safe and happy. So in this video is all about the Panasonic Lumix S5 Mark II. I'm filming on it right now, and as you can see, the image quality is top notch. I really like it. And as always, I'm going to divide this video in several sections, and the first section will be of course about the specs, the build quality. Then we're going to talk about the image quality for both photo and video. Then we're going to talk about the features and some extra things such as autofocus. How does it perform autofocus wise? And of course, in the end, a overall conclusion. Do I recommend it, yes or no? So stay tuned for that conclusion, or just skip ahead if you don't got the time for it. Anyways, let's talk about the specs and the build quality first. This has a full frame 24.2 megapixel CMOS sensor, 6K 30 frames, 420 10-bit video recording, C4K 4K 60p 422 10-bit unlimited recording, a 3.68 million dot 0.78 times magnification OLED viewfinder, a 3.0 inch 1.84 million dot tilt free angle touch LCD, 779 point face detection AF system, autofocus system that is, 5-axis sensor shift image stabilization, the ISO range from 100 up to 51,200 and up to 30 frames per second shooting. It has a dual UHS-2 SD slots, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and it has a weather sealed construction. All in all, it has a lot of features, a lot of things, and only for just 2,000 euros here in the Netherlands with just the body. And with this kit lens, the 20 to 60 mil, in total it will get you around 2,200 euros and sometimes even less depending on where you're living. I think in the USA it's roughly around the same ballpark, but then in US dollars of course. But once you hold it in the hands, you do have a nice grip. I do like the grip from this camera. Very nice, very good, sturdy, feels very premium as well. Doesn't feel very flimsy or plasticky at all. Feeling of the buttons, the dials and everything like that feels really good. And also you got touchscreen, which is really good, but still I like to use the buttons. It's much more accurate than with your fingers, especially if you got greasy fingers just like myself of course. Then the buttons are really good and nice to work with. The dials as well, the doors for the ports as well, everything is just a very solid build quality, if that make any sense what I just said. And overall, build quality wise, really good, and price wise as well, a good bang for your buck type of camera, which I personally really like as well. So with that out of the way, the boring stuff I would say, let's check out the image quality for both photo and video. For photo, as you can see right here, I'm just going to show you a bunch of photos whilst I'm talking about those photos. In general, the color straight out of camera with the standard profile, it actually looks pretty good straight out of the gate. It really looks color accurate, if that makes any sense. It kind of reminds me of a Nikon camera in terms of colors, reproduction. It really feels similar in terms of the feeling and colors, how it looks. Also for skin tones and everything. It just looks really good straight out of the camera with just the standard profile. And that is something that I absolutely like. So far, I don't have any real complaints about this as well in terms of image quality. And as you can see with this kit lens, the 20 to 60 mil kit lens, things are looking very promising and very nice without no real weird things going on at all. And also in low light, as you can see here, things are looking really, really good. So I don't have any real complaints about the image quality for photo. What about video? Well, as you're seeing right now, I'm filming right now on 4K 25 frames per second. This camera can do 6K open gate as well, as you can see here, which is really cool to have, but it takes a lot of data and you need a bigger storage if you want to film for multiple things for many periods of time. And overall, guys, image quality, what do you think? What do you think? I think the image quality is really good coming out of this camera, 4K even. It just looks very, very good. And also in 60 frames per second, slow motion, everything just looks perfectly fine. And I see now why people are so positive about this. Have you ever read a negative thing about this camera? I don't think so. Or have you seen anybody saying negative things about the Panasonic Lumix S5 Mark II? I don't think so. Everybody is like very happy with this camera as well. And I see now why, because the output for both photos and videos, things are looking really exceptionally good. So with that being said, so image quality wise, top notch. What about the features and some extra stuff such as the autofocus? Let's talk about autofocus first, because the autofocus is always a thing with Lumix cameras, right? With Lumix Panasonic cameras or Panasonic cameras in general, the autofocus back in the day was always a little bit of a thing. What about autofocus in 2024? This camera came out in 2023 and it has a new autofocus system. And as you see right now, things are looking really good. Now things are reliable, things are very fast and accurate. As you see here in this little example with my cardboard version of myself, things are looking really good. And so far I'm liking it, also for fast moving objects as well. But for really fast moving objects, get yourself a different camera, of course. This is not geared towards sports photography or fast moving objects, animal stuff like that. This is just a true hybrid camera, something that you can do it all, jack of all trades, master of none type of camera, I would say. It checks a lot of boxes and it does it pretty well, I would say. Feature wise as well, we got a ton of features as well. We got the histogram, we got everything going on here, 6K open gate, some extra features that I don't even know if I'm going to use it at all. Stuff like that, it's all built in standard coming from this camera, which is really nice to have. Battery life is also really good. So I just got one battery for now and you can shoot with it for the full day and be happy with that. I think that's about it, guys, for this camera. I'm so positive about it. Don't have any real complaints about it. I think the only complaint that I have is that if you want to see your photos directly after taking a photo, it takes some time. But I think that's about it. In terms of lens collections, you got tons of lens collections with the Lumix lineup, of course, the Leica lineup, which will be quite expensive, but you also got Sigma. Sigma is the one to get if you want to have really good glass for a quite affordable price as well. So yeah, I think that's about it. If you got any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. As always, stay safe, stay happy, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh yeah, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if not already. Ciao. Stabilization test straight out of the box. Alright, this is now on the Panasonic Lumix S5 II Mark II, walking around with the internal microphone. What do you think?